Hello and welcome to the Miss Bankable Show, where we equip kingdom entrepreneurs to start bankable, sustainable businesses that help to conquer small biz failure. And I am so happy that you guys are tuning in and watching the Miss Bankable Show today. For today's topic, we are going to be discussing one massive way to increase your cash and to increase your coins. And how can you increase your cash, increase your coins as an entrepreneur? Increase your value. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. My name is Sade Banks, aka Miss Bankable. I am a small business building expert. I am also a licensed minister, and I'm the host of the show. So, again, what we said, a solution in order to make your business more profitable, to get customers to buy, is through value. So, in adding value to the marketplace, your product or service must make the potential customer's life better in some real or perceived way. When we talk about adding value, value is defined as importance, worth, usefulness, to consider someone or something to be important or beneficial, or to have a high opinion of. So those are all synonyms and attributes of value. Now, again, when I say you have to, in order for people to purchase your products or your services, they have to deem them valuable. Okay? And so they have to deem it valuable in the real sense and valuable in the perceived sense. Now, when I say real, again, that means tangible results, right? So they're measuring the value of your product or your service by the results that is going to yield. For example, if you have handyman services, okay, you repair people's TVs, you put together their desks, things like that, right? Your clients are going to see your value of your service when they think about how your service is going to impact their lives, how it's going to take out the frustration, how it's going to be able to create more usefulness in their appliances. To them, they are willing to put a cash value on that. Right? So value, value, value. That is one massive way that you can increase your cash and increase your coins. Increase your value, your real and your perceived value. Now, when we talk about perceived value, again, this means that the worth that your product or service has in the minds of your customer. That means that it is actually subjective in nature. So it is perceived value is influenced by an individual's personal values, their current situation or circumstance, their beliefs. That is what impacts the perceived value. Now, the greater that a client or a customer deems your product or service to be valuable, naturally, the more they are willing to pay for it. The bigger the problems that your business is able to solve, the higher the value. Okay, and so we're going to talk about 5 ways to review over your product or service and actually analyze it, look it over, and to see how you can add greater value to your business. I want to, now you guys know we talk about Jesus and we talk about business. So from an eternal perspective, assessing value is actually an eternal concept. Assessing value is not something that started with humanity. It's not a concept that started on this earth. God assesses the value of things all the time. For example, the Lord Jesus tells us that wisdom is the principal thing. So because it is principal, because it is chief, because it is first, then it is highly, highly valuable. It's used. In fact, Jesus had wisdom beside him when he created the earth, as we find out in Proverbs. Now, how does this relate to your business? In order to be successful in business, you have to be able to tap into that realm of wisdom. Wisdom is extremely valuable in order to be able to operate your business and to bring it to profitability. And you're going to need wisdom, you're going to need understanding, and you're going to need knowledge in order to increase your real and your perceived value in the minds of your customer for your product and your service. Okay, see, I'm not rambling off. We bringing it back. We are on cohesive. We are on one accord on today. Now, let's talk a little bit more about value, okay? So, we have these Harvard business professors named Paul Lawrence and Netalin Norhees, also the author John Kaufman. They say that all human beings have 5 core drivers that have an insurmountable influence over our decisions and over our actions. Okay, and again, this information is actually on my website from a blog post that says ways to add massive value to your business. You can check out that blog post for the full story. I'm just giving you guys a synopsis, but if you want access to my blog, to read my articles, to view my other videos, you can go to my website, www.missbankable.com. Again, that is missbankable.com, to access my articles and videos. I call it my vault. So the first driver is the driver to bond. The driver to bond. So bonding speaks to our humanly need to feel valued and loved through the building of professional, romantic, and platonic relationships. So some businesses that have really hit big have had massive impacts on the world through utilizing this driver of bond is Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, your social media platforms. You can gain great relationships on these platforms, okay? Now, the second driver that drives humans to make decisions, i.e. buy, influencing their purchasing decisions, okay, is the driver to acquire. Now, when we talk about acquire, that speaks to the human need to obtain physical products as well as intangible qualities like power and influence. So, for example, why do people pay $2,000 for a Gucci purse? Why do people pay $100,000 for sports cars? Typically, why are the rappers, not that I listen to secular music because I don't, but this is a part of that hip hop culture, is to, go out and get the Lamborghinis, get the Ferraris, put them in your video, have the big, huge jewelry on. They are appealing to your driver, your need to acquire. Okay? And so they're using that as a selling point so that way you can go and buy their music. It's a marketing plan. It's a marketing scheme. Actually, if you do a little bit of research, half of that stuff is rented anyway. It's not even there. So it's based on a lie. You know me. I'm going to keep it real, you guys. Hashtag we keep it real. Hashtag we keep it real on the Miss Bankable show. Okay. And so it gives that sense of prestige. It gives that sense of social status. If you have a product or service, or you're selling Gucci purses and you have a customer that comes along and has that strong drive for acquire, for power, for influence, for status, then they're going to pay the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for the Gucci purse in your inventory. Okay. Now, the third driver is the driver to learn. So that speaks to human beings. Hey, London. The drive to learn, that speaks to human beings' need to acquire knowledge. This is why the how-to videos on YouTube have the most amount of views. If you just type in how-to, you'll come up with like 1 million different how-tos. How to cook, how to do this, how to build a business, how to do all of these things, right? If you develop a product or a service that is going to educate your customer or your client, and then you get that message across like, hey, if you buy this product, you'll learn this, you'll learn that, right? And if it appeals to what they're trying to learn, most likely they're going to purchase it. So that is a strong driver for why people will open up their wallets and support your business. All right. Now, the fourth driver is the driver to defend. So that is our humanly need for protection, to protect ourselves, to protect our loved ones, to protect our property. So some examples of some businesses that are hugely successful based on the driver to defend is ADT, the security systems. Oftentimes, because this is a business teaching, I always tell my clients, never DBA your business. Do not get a doing business as. Why? Because it leaves you open to be sued. And say if somebody slips and falls, you do hair, somebody slips and falls in your barbershop, they can sue you personally if you have a DBA and have access to your personal bank accounts. They can take your house, all of that. But if you LLC it, then they can only get what is the assets of that business and not come after you personally. So that's a driver to protect. So that's why we have things like LegalZoom, right? Where they do all of your legal business stuff for you. Not that I'm promoting it, because some of that stuff you can get for free or a whole lot less than what they charge. See, that's why you will hire a business coach, because see, we can tell you how to save some money and still be excellent. That drive to defend, you guys, is super, super powerful. People don't like to experience loss. Okay. And so if you have a product or a service that tailors to that driver to defend, you really have to amp up your marketing, amp up your messaging, amp up your advertising to say, hey, this product or this service is going to help you to defend what is near and dear to your heart. Watch them coins go up. Watch them coins go up. Yes, we get coins. Hashtag we want coins. Okay, we want coins and dollars. Okay, so next, the fifth and final driver, the fifth and final way to increase your value would be to look at the driver of feel. So any product, service, or company that delivers emotional experiences or sensory pleasures, that increases that drive to feel, that appeal is the better word, that appears to our driver to feel as human beings. So movies, entertainment, music, things that, make us feel good. All right. So if you have a product or a service that plays on that emotionality of human nature, amp it up. Tell people, if you buy this product or service, you'll have more fun. You'll laugh more. Right? Yeah. And watch your coins go up. Hashtag bankable moment. So when I say bankable moment, that means I'm going to give you a specific action that you need to do following this broadcast. Okay. So bankable moment is: create a business journal. If you're not already journaling down all of your ideas and having them in one organized place, I highly suggest you do that, especially when you're new to business and you're full of excitement. Ideas are rushing in all over the place. You want to have somewhere where you can have everything organized, because business can get very confusing and messy real quick. It's a lot of moving parts. So have a consecrated business journal. Now, in that journal, I want you to write down or relate your product or service to at least one or more of the core human drivers. Okay, so that is the driver to bond, the driver to acquire, the driver to learn, the driver to defend, or the driver to feel. Okay. And so you have to make sure that your business is hitting at least one or two. If you're doing one, try to bump it up to two. And what you would do is you would make sure that when you do your Facebook messaging, your Instagram, your social media, when you're taking your pictures, all of these things, you have to first know what your client values. Why would they purchase your product or service? What will they find valuable? And then you have to make sure that you tailor your advertising and your marketing messages to hit those drivers to target that. So you have to know your client base, okay? And if you need help in doing that, I have an awesome book called The 5 Keys to Unlocking Business Success, and it covers all 5 pillars that you need to build a bankable and a sustainable business. So it goes over how to build a brand, how to do your marketing, how to do your market research, how to tailor your messages to make sure that you are building up that real and that perceived value in the mind of your potential customer, which is going to increase your coins and the profitability of having more customers, right? So you can go ahead and check out The 5 Keys to Unlocking Success. It's an actual book. It's 116 pages. It's an A to Z full business in a book. It's a journal, social media calendars, all of that awesome things. You can obtain that, invest in yourself, on my website, missbankable.com. And so I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the Miss Bankable show on today. Again, my name is Miss Bankable, aka Sade Banks, and I'm a business building expert who equips kingdom entrepreneurs to start, build, and grow bankable and sustainable businesses. And you